Chicago Bulls under the new direction of Stan Albeck, of course, a very successful coach in the NBA with Cleveland, San Antonio, New Jersey. Also, they have a new addition, a name you certainly know a great deal about. George Gervin has come over in a trade, so some new faces here.
Well, Gervin's going to be an interesting addition. Right now, they're planning on playing him in a three-man rotation with the great Michael Jordan and Kyle Macy, who they picked up in a trade also. But it's difficult to bring new faces in and meld them in effectively early in the season, so it may take a little while before we see the old George Gervin. For a while we may see an old George Gervin.
Difference, Tom, we'll see tonight in a Stan Albeck-led club?
Well, Stan really likes to get the big guys involved in the game, and they've gone very heavily for some bigger bodies this year. They do like to run. Stan's always been an advocate of the running game, and I think you're going to see him getting out and trying to get the ball in Jordan's hand all the time.
One other question in Chicago is, can Michael Jordan top last year? Is that possible?
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of theories going around the league right now that the coach is going to have to bear down on Michael Jordan, because if they let him go too free, as he was kind of given a free hand last year, then maybe it'll be Air Jordan all year long, but you won't really have a winning club. He's going to have to meld into a winning team down here in Chicago.
Be interesting to see how Stan Albeck is able to maybe put the harness a little bit on Michael Jordan.
And now the starting lineup for tonight's game. At forward, 6'6" from Notre Dame, number 7, Kelly. At forward, 6'9" from Detroit, number 23, Earl Curitan. At center, from Notre Dame, 6'11", number 40, Bill Laimbeer. And guard from Baylor, 6'2", number 15, Vinnie Johnson. From Indiana, 6'1" guard, number 11, Isiah Thomas. And now, the starting lineup for tonight's game. At forward, from Notre Dame, number 0. Number 21, Sidney Green.
A former #1 draft pick who has still not quite lived up to the early promises.
In the middle, from Seattle, number 33, Joanne Oldham.
Over 48 minutes, he was the second leading shot blocker in the NBA last year.
6'3", from Kentucky, number 24, Kyle Macy.
Signed an offer sheet with the Bulls, and Phoenix wound up making a trade to get him
guard
here.
from North Carolina, number 23, Michael Jordan.
Some say he's already a multi-million-dollar corporation. Orlando Woolridge, Sidney Green up front, Joanne Oldham the center, Kyle Macy, and of course Jordan. Paul Mihalik on your right, and Mike Mathis officiating tonight's ball game. He averaged 6 a game. Mark Eaton had 7 blocks a game over a 48-minute span. These clubs played it very close, as you can see. Pistons won 1 ball game on this floor, lost another in overtime, lost yet another in regulation by 1 point. Bulls lead the all-time series with ease, but obviously the Pistons have gained some ground the last 3 years. Earl Curitan against Oldham. Won by Chicago. Woolridge content to wait for the pattern to develop. Jordan got away from Vinnie Johnson and scored. Seems to hang up in the air forever.
They've an open lane to the bucket.
Isiah had the bad pass stolen by Macy. Jordan a great dish off. Sidney Green was fouled by Laimbeer.
Stan Albeck came over to the Bulls. One of his theories was that Jordan could be a point guard. In fact, Jordan can be just about anything he wants to be.
Still belongs to the Pistons.
The Pistons may have gotten a break there. It was tipped. It looked like it might have gone off of Kapuka's fingers last. And Pistons trying to force some passes instead of making the easy one.
Finally looping it out to Isiah. He'll try a 20-footer. Good. 11-8. Isiah helped out. Jordan tried to knock in the three-point opportunity.
Jordan, of course, knows that and adjusts, draws a lot of fouls from his defense. Vinnie Johnson giving up the ball.
In addition to making well over $600,000 from the Bulls, Jordan has a contract with the Nike Shoe Company that pays him close to $500,000 a year. In fact, his Air Jordan shoes last year grossed about $70 million. Vinny had it, and I guarantee you Chuck Daly would love to have that from him all season long. Pistons with 10 to put it up. Good pass by Isiah for a while, I think.
It's going to be difficult for him because he's not playing with anybody. Until Cartwright gets back and the possibility of Bernard King's return, it's going to be very lonely for him out there on the floor.
Woolridge goes out. Oldham with a hook pass. Jordan. 21-11. Chicago's open a 10-point lead. Isiah got it right back though.
Good choice by Isiah.
Woolridge off balance. Oldham with a rebound though. Stolen by Isiah. He beat Green. Macy tries to cut him off. Isiah scores. I'm sure we're going to get a look at Charles Oakley, the rookie out of Virginia Union. In fact, here he comes on the floor. 6'9", 245, and he is really put together.
He's a big kid. Has a little trouble with the shot.
Exactly. Oakley. Isiah helping out. That's why he's not much of a shooter. Get the women and children out of the way. Long lead pass to Vinny. Working against Macy. Puts it up and hits it. Macy spun away from the Isiah, attempted a steal. Should have a jump ball. But it'll be Mahorn and Oakley.
Yeah, that's a heck of a match. You've got two bruisers out there. Be interesting to watch how ice plays out here as we see the jump ball coming. Ricky Mahorn not used to playing against people his size. It is for Ricky not to pick up the cheap fouls. When you're going to get them, make sure that they count and make sure somebody scrapes some skin off his arm as he picks himself up. Something like that.
Corzine has been the recipient of a lot of boos and catcalls in this town the last couple of years. Even though he played his college and high school basketball in this area. Isiah with a great steal. McKinney will never catch him.
Isiah.
That's a little move Isiah puts
He's
on.
always had the power game with the great slam dunks. McKinney tried to act into a foul, and Isiah calmly kisses the glass with a 35-32 Pistons lead. Jordan lost Tony Campbell. We got a foul out front.
One of the tough things to learn is when to and when not to foul. That time Tony was too late getting there. You've got to put your hands back in your pocket. If you don't have a real chance at bothering the shot, you're not going to accomplish much.
Tony Campbell came over and asked Chuck Daly where was the foul. Chuck's off to make a column on my sheet. Tried for the rebound. Kent pulling down Gervin. McKinney with another foul.
Yeah, Billy's in a lot of trouble out there. There's not much of him. He's got good quickness. But Piston guard just taking him inside. And Joe Dumars does not let the quickness of the opposing guards bother him. He has good quickness himself, and he's so strong up top that he just fends them off with the upper body.
This is McKinney's 6th NBA team. As I had mentioned, he was retired from basketball. Was working for a sports equipment company in the Chicago area. And the call went out to him because, frankly, the Bulls were devoid of point guards, even though they had cut Wes Matthews and traded Enos Watley. Oakley and Jordan have a bet this year of $20 a game that if Oakley at least plays 20 minutes per night, that Oakley will out-rebound Michael. Michael says, no, I'll still win the rebounding battle.
Oakley would if they'd bet a dinner.
Dumars is on Jordan. Oakley set a pick, so Benson picks up Jordan. Gervin with Long all over him. 5 on the shot clock. Oakley tipped in his own miss. Benson cut off by Corzine. Campbell got inside Jordan. Michael swiped it. Now it's showtime.
Let's stop the ball.
Gervin goes in free. Nobody even challenged him. Pistons lead by 1. That turns the crowd on. In case you notice something new about the Chicago Stadium, it's a brand new multi-million-dollar scoreboard with the message board in between. Also auxiliary scoreboards around the arena. One of which says Boston 45, Cleveland 44 in the second quarter. It's a great building, though, much like the old Olympia. Really not a bad seat in the house, especially for hockey.
You wonder what.
Dumars nearly walked, puts up the long J and hits it. Dumars with his first field goal. He has 4 points.
That's important for Joe Dumars' confidence. Last night seemed a little bit tentative on his shots.
Gervin with an ugly hook shot. The Michael Jordan endorsements. He receives $100,000 a year, believe it or not, to wear the branded knee brace that he wears. Money makes money, huh? But it worked just as well. Lambeer with 5. 51-43. Pistons with an 8-point lead. Sidney Green, pretty pass by Jordan. There's the penetration that you talk about. Long had the shot, passed it up for a shorter one, missed it. And John, in his exuberance to get the basketball back, went over the back of Jordan. First foul on John, but the Pistons are now over the limit with 3:56 to play till halftime.
If you're defending John, you want to see him put the ball on the floor. He's such a deadly outside shooter when he has time to stand there, square up to the basket, and rock and shoot.
There you see the graphic on George Gervin, moving into 7th place, over 25,000 points on the all-time NBA list, headed, of course, by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Somehow Rick Barry's ego was probably damaged a little bit there, you think? Rick still has an ego, doesn't he, Tom?
Oh, it's fairly legendary around the NBA. But he did a lot of things to give himself a big ego.
Yes.
To deserve it.
Oh yeah, he was quite a player. 16 for Orlando. Pistons lead is 3.
Detroit's going to have to adjust their defense on him. He's hit too many now. He's proven that he can do it.
Isiah calmly nets it. He has 14. He's better now than his entire point output of a night ago. This is with a cheap foul. Isiah going.
And on page 111 of your Hoop Magazine program, and if your copy has Dave Corzine's autograph, then you're the winner of a Wolves Fan Plus membership. Take your program to the Budweiser Hoop Center at the East End at the main level, near gate 6.5 to claim your prize.
Fact of how he gets along with his players, which obviously is exceptionally well. And it's got to be for the good of the team.
Chuck, one of the things I'm sure he told Isiah in that timeout was try and keep your hands in your pockets for the next 2 minutes and 18 seconds. He got into foul trouble last night, ultimately fouling out of the game with a couple minutes to go. Pistons need him too desperately down the stretch.
He has those 2 personal fouls. The Pistons with a lead of 3. Jordan with a steal. Back on the floor though this time. Coming with less than 2 minutes to play in the half. Sidney Green. Play in the second quarter. Jordan. Head fake on Vinnie Johnson, and he switched. Jordan with 13. Mahorn with an offensive board. Oh, should have been a foul call there. Now we get a jump ball. I'll tell you, you could hear the hand slap against the arm, and no call. For the Bulls to shoot, an excess of 5 on the game clock. Jordan working on Vinny. Isiah helped out. And Johnson picked up the foul.
You can keep a guy outside that circle behind the free throw line. You want to let him shoot. You want to bother the shot, but you sure don't want to pick up a foul that far out.
Jordan now 8 of 9 from the stripe tonight.
Pistons with plenty of time on their final possession.
He hit them both. Jordan with 15.
I think Lambs maybe lost control of the clock that time.
So the Pistons trail 60-59 in intermission. Stay with us. We'll have a chat with Chuck Daly and our trivia contest winner when we come back. Foul, but it wasn't called. Isiah thought about shooting, instead threw the errant pass, and Jordan got the steal. He's got to break that time. Vinny off balance. He traveled. Good call.
Good defense by the Bulls.
Pistons looking to bump the lead to 4. They led by 6 in the first half. Isiah lost Macy again, out of bounds to Detroit.
Technique you'll ever see.
No, didn't scare Woolridge. Isiah, though, back quickly the other end. Isiah with 18. Pistons lead by 4, 70-66. Jordan walked, and they finally call it.
I think Michael was surprised that he was covered. He turned around. Trapuka was right there in his jock, pulled the ball back, and that's what caused the treble.
Pistons isolate for Isiah against Macy. Jordan helps out. Somebody's got to be open. It's Kelly. 18-footer. Good.
Pistons a much better club than Chicago. Much better personnel. It's really important to jump on them early. You don't want them to have a feeling that they can beat you,
especially on their floor. Isiah with 20. Pistons have inched that lead to 8. That's their largest. Michael used his head for that assist. Corzine now. But Isiah with a magical move of his own. He's got 22.
Stan Albeck's going to have to look at getting somebody off the bench to take Kyle Macy's place. Pistons keep running a one-man game over there. The big people.
Kelly working against his former Fighting Irish teammate. Missed the shot. What do we got? Loose ball foul against the guys in blue. Lambier picked it up. Billy barking. Getting close to a technical foul if he's not careful. And Mike Mathis says you weren't careful enough. That'll inspire the crowd. A technical foul on Lambier.
Have to see that again. Really known for pushing off a little bit in his career. And Dave Corzine did move quickly out of bounds.
Now watch Lambier right here. The left arm.
There was enough contact there that it could be a justifiable foul call.
Bulls only 5 of 15 from the floor, adding up to the 33% figure for the third quarter. Pistons 6 of 9 for their percentage. Macy was left open. He nailed it.
That's a good play for the Bulls. Everyone's so conscious of Jordan. They had to double up on it. When they did, it leaves Macy alone. Can't get Macy a set shot.
Isiah takes Macy to the hole, missed the shot. Lambier missed the putback. And a double dose of trouble because Lambier picked up his 4th foul on the play. Defensive play of the night right there. Mahorn had 2 registered. Jordan wide open. Pistons may need a timeout.
Pistons need to stop the action here and regroup.
Kelly, good dish off to Cureton, blocked by Jordan. Trapuka with his 9th point, looking for 10. Chicago, I'm sure, remembers that 56-point onslaught at the Silverdome. Well, during that last flurry, Rick Mahorn caught an elbow or a forearm, something in the mouth. Tended to during the timeout by Piston trainer Mike Abdenauer. Rick checking to make sure all the incisors are in place. Apparently he's okay. Scorers table, Bill Lambier has 3 personal fouls, not 4, and they've given one of those to Earl Cureton, who has 4.
Because that's when they can trigger the running game. When they can run at least every 3 times.
Gervin fires. Nope. Rebound shooting from 10 feet and closer. Long to the hole, off balance. Put it down. He's fouled. How about that for John? Gervin. Long did a good job defensively, and Iceman missed it. Mahorn on the rebound, outletting to Isiah. 2-on-3 with Long on his right. Isiah flips it up, and Blair Benson pounds it down. There you go, Benny. 5 seconds to shoot. Game clock with 9 seconds showing. Corzine, a turnaround, blocked by Mahorn with 3 seconds to play in the quarter. Quarters of 30, 30, and 26. So the Pistons outscored them by 3 in that third stanza. Kent Benson with 12 boards in the ball game to go with his 8 points. He leads the Pistons in that rebounding department. Joe Dumars starts the third quarter, as does Tony Campbell in the lineup. Mahorn and Benson, the other front court guys, and Jordan scores. The Pistons have to be fearful as of him exploding in the final quarter. Benny Johnson nails it. He just hold him. No goaltending. Bulls looking to go in front. Good pass to Banks. Oh my. Michael Jordan with a magic pass.
Boy, he made that play. Gene Banks wasn't even going to go to the hole. Michael put the ball out there and made him go to the basket.
Irvin Johnson couldn't have done it any better. Benson's 2nd foul. Lambier back on the floor. Mahorn will sit down. Again, Lambier with 3 personal fouls, not 4.
Lambier will go the rest of the way for the Pistons. They'd like to buy another minute or 2 for Isiah. You can't let Chicago get too big of a lead.
Gervin might have tippy-toed, no call. Lambier spots Campbell. Nearly had it poked away in a triple team, out of bounds to Chicago. Bill Lambier a little frustrated out there tonight. Dumars just never saw him coming. Here comes Jordan, look out. Kyle Macy made that play. Costly turn.
Lambier, though, good anticipation. Oldham didn't screen him off.
Dumars to the hole, blocked by Jamal. Here comes Jordan.
Timeout.
They're coming unglued. They need a timeout badly. Finally, it's called a 20-second timeout. But the house is coming down. It's 96-90. That's what they bought the tickets for, to see that. This is a very noisy building when the home team is doing well. Lead and possession.
Michael Jordan has been on the court forever.
He's used to running 40, 45 minutes a night. Oldham gets it to Jordan. Curitan helped out. Great weak side help from Curitan on the shot block. 96-91, 8:20 to play in the ball game. Vinnie Johnson, good crossover move. Lost Macy, put it down, he's fouled.
Whoever Kyle Macy is on, that's who the Pistons need to get the ball to. Vinnie Johnson is just so strong that Kyle's going to have to resort to slapping him to stay with him. You can't slap Vinnie Johnson and stop his shot.
Macy doesn't have a chance against Isiah, working against Jordan now. Gervin missed it. 4 of the 5 Piston starters in there. It's Tony Campbell in place of Tripucka, and a 3-point shot by Macy.
On the free throw line, you cannot give time to set up.
Isiah triple team. That leaves Curitan. Good night. Curitan with 5. 7 minutes to play. Gervin. That one dropped home by Oldham. One more and he's gone. Campbell's open. Fires. Good. Tony Campbell with a clutch jam. Lambier set the pick. Isiah weaves. He was fouled. It should be Oldham. He's gonzo. 6th foul on Oldham. That'll bring Corzine in, and that'll certainly help the Pistons on the offensive end of the floor. Woolridge set the pick. Jordan lost Vinnie Johnson, and Lambier just fired at Jordan. Michael doesn't like it. And now Woolridge is telling Lambier to get away. Stan Albeck, losing his cool, comes charging across the floor. Daly says, Stan, get on your chair. And now Daly and Albeck. How do you like this? When do you ever see this? Chuck Daly wants a piece of Stan Albeck. And now Vinnie Johnson. Stan Albeck had no business being on the other end of the floor, even though he's protecting the superstar. And Daly said, get out of my end of the floor. Now the crowd is riled. Jordan's got to know if he's going to the hole, sometimes he's got to pay for it. Superstars don't get everything. And now Albeck has lost total control.
I think they're throwing both coaches out of the game right now. Stan is really upset. Well, that's kind of unprecedented. I've never seen that happen in an NBA game before. Saw it happen at a Red Wings game last year when Nick Polano was going at it with one of the coaches.
Both of them are gone. You think Chuck doesn't want this ball game?
Well, Chuck's a little upset. You know, Stan Albeck came all the way down to the opposite free throw line. You really can't do that. You're not allowed in that territory. Stan, of course, is very emotional. Wanted to protect his player, but it was a good foul by Lambier. It was the smart foul, the correct foul.
Absolutely.
Don't give a guy the paint, particularly late in the game.
It wasn't malicious. He just put him down to the floorboard. Daly greeted with boos. Now an interesting decision here whether or not there will be a technical foul assessed. So Dick Carter will handle the coaching chores, and Stan Albeck, the diminutive sort, greeted with a standing ovation as he heads off the floor.
Stan's not the type you'd actually expect to take on any coach in the NBA or anybody. I'll tell you, last year we saw this in a game. See Stan leading the cheer. He's waving his arms like a drunken fighter.
He's still alive.
Last year, the Pistons got into a situation like this where there was a fight between Juwan Oldham and Bill Lambier right here on this court. Pistons with a commanding lead, and it turned it all around. Chicago went on to win the game. Jordan here, you'll see, will have the baseline. Takes it. Now Lambier puts him down hard. It's a physical foul. No question about it. Very physical foul. Lambier using the left arm to throw Michael down.
But the point is, you see that often enough in the NBA that it's not as if he took a shot at him. And Albeck came charging down, and that's when Daly and Albeck began exchanging words, and Stan may have said something to Chuck, and then Daly just wanted a piece of it.
I think Stan reached out and pushed Chuck, and we all have our own individual space we don't want violated, and touch Daddy Rich's clothes. And Chuck really, really got upset. This is going to be a wild ending to this game. The emotion definitely on Chicago's side with these fans going crazy. And what could be a 7-point lead for the Bulls.
Dick Harder will now coach the Pistons. Not sure if it'll be Tex Winter or whom on the Chicago end of the floor.
Don't know whom's down there.
They've got 3 assistants.
Well, Tex gets the opportunity to kneel and look like the coach.
Winter is the guy that coached at Northwestern from 73 to 78. They also have Murray Arnold and Mike Tebow. So I believe it would be Winter. Jordan bangs them both down. 105-98. Lambier. Travel. Billy tried to act his way into a foul there, and it wound up moving his pivot foot.
Very emotional situation.
Both coaches have been ejected. Jordan to the hole. Look out. Had it stripped, though, by Curitan, but Earl fouled him. Foul. Jordan hits his 3rd in a row from there. In fact, he's hit 12 of 13 tonight. 27 for Jordan. Vinnie Johnson got a pick from Lambier. He hit it. Vinnie rattled the iron. He has 16. 107-100. Isiah working against Jordan on a clear out. Jordan scores. Michael posting up the much smaller Isiah Thomas. Jordan with 29. Isiah wants it back. He was fouled by Macy. Isiah comes back, hitting a pair after Woolridge short. What do we got? Loose ball foul against Chicago. It's Jordan.
Well, Michael was wrapping up Isiah down there. There's a lot of ego involved in this game. You have 2 superstars, Jordan and Thomas, neither of whom want to be embarrassed, both of whom want to win this game for their team. .109-104. Taking away that left side. Woolridge from 14. Missed again terribly. Lambier staying on his tiptoes to clean off that rebound. Pistons can draw within 3. Lambier tries to do it. He does. Banks it home. Isiah. Here comes a 2-on-3 rush. Isiah carried it. Good call by Mathis. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Chicago's gone a little
Isaiah's
cold
not
here.
hit with that violation very often, but Mathis was right there to make the call.
Well, Michael cut across his path. As he did, Isiah just picked the ball up a little higher and turned it over.
Chuck Daly and Stan Albeck came very, very close to exchanging blows. Both have been ejected. And a wild ball game. Call threw it back to Macy. Vinny came flying at him. Woolridge, good team defense. Ball was kicked, I believe. But it's going to be a loose ball foul against Chicago. Macy. That'll send Thomas back to the foul line. Boy, the Pistons adjusted very well defensively that time. He's been a busy guy at the charity stripe tonight. Hits his 16th free throw. 3:15 to play. Jordan goes through 3 Pistons. Stops, pops, and hits. A shooter's touch that guy has. 30 for Jordan. What a battle he and Isiah have had. Lambier fires. Bill Lambier with a clutch J.
Bulls need
5 on the shot clock. Corzine lost it. Jordan saves it with 3 on the shot clock. Missed it. Corzine follows. He was fouled. He'll go to the stripe. Pistons nearly had the 24-second violation against the Bulls, but Jordan worked free for the shot, and Corzine was able to follow. That's the 4th foul on Lambier. Corzine has 6. Chicago regains the lead. Isiah leaves it for Lambier. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Jordan has picked up Isiah on the switch. Vinnie Johnson was free. Not much time to shoot now. Isiah hook. Put it in! A left-handed hook.
He travels, as we said he does invariably on that first step. You are in trouble.
Woolridge missed it, though. Bulls by 1, 1:15 to play. Isiah was fouled in traffic. With the game on the line, and if he senses he's got a bit of a mismatch, which he certainly does with Macy, and the way he's shooting free throws tonight, you can look for him to go to the hole quite a bit in the final minute 13.
3 times. Isiah and Vinny have taken turns going at him.
His career high, in case you're interested, 47 points straight up. Terrible call. Influenced by the home crowd, maybe. Jordan, triple team, stolen by Benson. Lambier saves it. Vinnie Johnson has it with 30 seconds to play. Pistons with a chance to go in front. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Benson set to pick. Isiah doesn't use it. Final 20 seconds to play. Isiah dribbled off his own shoe. He's in trouble. Out of bounds. A foul, though. Jordan pleading his case. Mathis not listening. Foul number 5 on Jordan. Isiah to the strike. What a game.
Michael knocked the ball away cleanly there. No reason for a foul. He's in good shape. Michael swings down on him because the 24 was working its way down.
I think Isiah doesn't relish the chance to go one-on-one with Jordan. Isiah now 10 of 13 for the line in this quarter alone. He has 36 points.
Big shot by Isiah because this puts the pressure on Chicago. If he misses, there is none.
Benson tried for the rebound. What do we got? Should have a jump ball. Hopefully that's it. Sidney Green kept a cool head. So did Benson. 119-117. Nope. Pistons already had the play call. They're ready to go. This is it. Clear out for Isiah. Working against Jordan. 6 seconds. Fade away. Tough shot. Missed it. Lambier was fouled. He'll go to the strike. That's a big break.
Boy, that sure was. Pistons really with no shot. Isiah off balance. No play set up. Michael Jordan kept Isiah from penetrating. Lambier just wanted it more.
2 seconds to play.
No way should he have gotten this ball. Great play by Lambier. A lot of pressure on these shots.
Billy is 1 of 3 tonight. He's got the entire house howling. And one's down. 119-118.
They're going to try and freeze Lambier right now by calling the timeout.
What was the game? Well, with a wealth of talent that keeps pouring out of the collegiate level the last decade, the NBA in a great resurgence.
It all comes down to this shot. The ball's very heavy right now. Pistons probably as confident with Lambier at the line as anybody else on the floor. The crowd's going to be into it right now. A lot of waving, things to disturb his concentration. Should he miss, Pistons need to foul immediately. They're going to try and freeze him again, Fred. Using up all their timeouts right now, Chicago is. Much like a field goal kicker in football. We saw Bo Schembechler do that against Iowa just a week ago.
Unfortunately, it didn't work. Lambier certainly had plenty of time to think about this free throw.
Well, yeah, the idea is to let him cool off. You know, when you're playing, you're in a rhythm. You want to get the ball and you want to shoot it, particularly after you've made the first one. That's the tough one. So it's good timeouts, good strategy. Again, should he miss this second free throw, if the Pistons foul immediately, there'll still be 1 second left on the clock, and they would have a chance. Of course, the Bull strategy would be to go down and miss the free throws. The clock then starts running on the miss, and the Pistons have 1 second to throw it the length of the court. But Really, right now, it comes down to whether or not Laimbeer makes this one shot to see whether the Pistons have a shot at going into overtime.
That's the scenario that Dick Harder would prefer. Last night, Laimbeer was perfect. Missed it. There should be 1 second to play. There was a foul, or is that it? Loose ball foul, but I believe time is elapsed. The Chicago Bulls have won it. Now, I'll tell you what, the 2 timeouts may have worked. Laimbeer just pulled the string. The Bulls beat the Pistons twice on this floor last year, once in overtime, once by a point. Jordan for sheer show here. These are the free throws you love to shoot. Now he hams it up left-handed, and they win. Chicago Bulls act like they just won the NBA championship. 121-118 Chicago. Crowd fired up on a Saturday night. They love it. We'll be back to wrap it up. Pistons in a heartbreaking defeat. Stay with us.
Had some great rivalries over the years with the Pistons. Last year, the 2 clubs split 3-3. And we believe we've got one of the most exciting players in the league in Michael Jordan. Of course, I believe you've got one of the best point guards in Isiah.
Yeah, we really do. He's one of those gifted players, as is Jordan. And they're a delight to watch. I get the feeling, and probably you feel the same way. I know when I was with Philadelphia, you'd sit there every night and watch Julius. You'd say, you know, you may never see these things done again. And people have to come and see him because they are truly gifted people.